Namaste. This is the story of Rajiv Bajaj, an inspirational account of total productive maintenance and organizational transformation. Rajiv Bajaj passed out from College of Engineering, Pune, coming first in university in 1990 and had a master's in University of Warwick, returned to his family's company. But the India he returned to was not the one his education had prepared him for. The two-wheeler industries was at a tipping point, and Bajaj Auto, once a scooter, Hamara Bajaj, faced an existential threat. The market was shifting from scooters to motorcycles, and the company had failed to anticipate it. Quality issues plagued, and the factory's efficiency was hampered by outdated practices. Competition from global manufacturing was intensifying. The company did not need a new strategist in a corner office, it needed a transformation from the shop floor up. Rajiv Bajaj could have followed a conventional path. He could have started in marketing, then moved to finance, and eventually climbed to the top floor. But that was not the way. Instead, he accepted a calling that many would refuse. He went to shop floor. For the next 15 years, he rotated through manufacturing, supply chain, research and development, and marketing, and deliberately immersing himself in the technical and operational realities at the business. He was learning the language of machines, the rhythm of production, the pulse of quality, and the culture of continuous improvement. In April 2005, when he became managing director, the manufacturing systems Rajiv Bajaj inherited was in crisis. Bajaj Auto had become expert at making scooters in large volumes, but the company lacked the agility, precision and quality discipline to manufacture diverse products on the same lines. The factory could handle 54 different products, variation, a complexity that stretched the limits of manual oversight and reactive maintenance. Equipment broke down unpredictably, changes between products consumed time and resources. The company was strong in volume but weak in flexibility. Rajiv Bajaj diagnosed the root cause. The manufacturing system itself was the problem. Most leaders in this position would have called in consultants, imported Japanese methodologies, wholesome, and imposed change from above. But Rajiv Bajaj believed that in what he later articulated as management philosophy: vitality, holism, and individualism. Build strength from within. Treat challenges as interconnected problems, not isolated crises. Cultivate a unique identity rather than copying competitors. In 2004, he made a decision that would reshape Bajaj's future. The company would embrace total productive maintenance. TPM is not simply maintenance, it's a philosophy that distributes quality ownership across every worker, every shift. The core principle became I operate, I maintain, I control. It meant that the operators became stewards of the equipment. It meant that the quality was not an aftermath, but a design principle embedded in every action. It meant that continuous improvement was not the responsibility of specialists alone, but the obligation of every person on the shop floor. What made Bajaj Auto a TPM different was the depth, width, and the evolution of commitment. The company did not implement TPM as a project to be completed. It embedded it as a permanent cultural orientation. At the Chakan facility, where TPM began in earnest, workers learned to analyze micro-level losses, cycle time variation, equipment waiting periods, movements, inefficiencies. They did not wait for leadership to authorize the improvements. They identified and tested solutions themselves. The transformation was gradual but relentless. Within years, the Chakan facility was operating at a level of excellence that caught the attention of global manufacturing bodies.
The second story, friends, I want to share with you is to do with a Japanese professor who taught me a great lesson in management in the most insulting way possible. His name is Professor Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi-san, we used to call him. When I first met him, I was in charge of Bajaj Auto's R&D and engineering. We were working hard on the Pulsar. And he asked me a simple question, and run it through your minds as I am telling you this story. He asked me, "What is your job?" I said to him, "Yamaguchi-san, I am Vice President Products." And his exact words to me were, "Stupid boy. That is your designation, that is not your job. What is your job?" So I said to him, "Yamaguchi-san, my job is to develop motorcycles." He said, oh, I see. You are working on the drawing board or on the CAD station. So I said, no, I am not personally actually working on the drawing board. He said, then what is your job? So there was a concept that time called design for manufacturing. I said to him, Yamaguchi-san, my job is to make a design which is very, very efficient for manufacturing. He said, oh, now I understand. Working on the machine is your job. I was thinking to myself, I am Rajiv Bajaj and he's making a worker out of me. So I said, no, Yamaguchi-san, I don't work on the machine myself. Then he said, then what is your job? So I was getting very anxious by then. I said to him, Yamaguchi-san, my job is to develop such beautiful motorcycles that all the boys sitting here should want to buy it. Maybe some girls also, I don't know. He said, oh, now I understand. You are salesman in dealer workshop. You are working in dealership. I said, no, Yamaguchi-san, I am not doing that also. So then he looked at me and he said, you don't design, you don't make, you don't sell, then what is your job? Then after some time he smiled and he said, I know you are a manager, only talking is your job. So he said, you people, you so-called managers in companies, you don't do anything with your own hands. See, at least a surgeon, a cricketer, a musician, a chef, all these professionals have to work very hard with their hands. But managers only working with the mouth. Only yak, 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 blah, 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 blah all the time. So then I only asked him, please tell me what is my job. And he said, the third important word I want to leave with you, improvement is your job. Every day you must ask yourself, can you create an environment, can you create an atmosphere in your company so that everybody who comes there is motivated to do better than he did yesterday? If you can create this kind of empowerment, enablement, then you are doing your job. I was very happy because I thought I had learned something. Next day, Yamaguchi-san came to Bajaj Auto. First thing he asked me, what is your job? I said, Yamaguchi-san, improvement is my job. Immediately he asked me, good, what is your action? I said, what do you mean? He said, this is the problem with Indian people. In India, nobody does. Only Ganesha does, Ganesha does, Ganesha does. He said, yesterday I told you, improvement is your job. You accepted it. But you have not taken any action since morning. You are only talking again. Improvement is my job, improvement is my job.
Japanese guru Yamaguchi-san once asked Rajiv Bajaj, what is your job? But Rajiv Bajaj understood that a factory cannot excel in isolation. He extended TPM beyond the gates. 226 suppliers were enrolled in a vendor TPM program. Over 600 dealerships learned the discipline and equipment and process ownership. International distributors became part of ecosystems. Supply chain quality improved not because the company mandated it, but because partners understood the logic and adopted it as their own. By this point, TPM was no longer an initiative owned by the manufacturing department. It became the identity of Bajaj Auto. The impact was staggering. The same production line that once produced 54 product variations now produced over 540. When demand for three-wheelers surged in 2017, Bajaj Auto increased monthly capacities from 50,000 to 70,000 units in 3 months without building new factories. The robotic welding optimization saved approximately 126 lakhs rupees by eliminating the need for new equipment. Productivity per worker per year jumped from 507 to 804 vehicles. Most important, TPM initiative contributed approximately 20% of the company's total profit, sustaining industry-leading EBIT margins around 20%. In 2024, the Chakan facility became the first Indian automotive original equipment manufacturer to win the JIPM World Class TPM Achievement Award. Bajaj Auto became only the second in the world to receive the TPM Global Leaders Initiative Award. By 2025, the Waluj facility joined Chakan in the global recognition. These were not participation, trophies or awards given for effort. They were the manufacturing world equivalent of Olympic gold medals, certification that Bajaj Auto production system ranked among the finest globally. The Bajaj manufacturing system program began teaching 9 TPM based modules to engineering students and polytechnics and ITIs across India, reaching 3 lakhs youth annually. The Bajaj Engineering Skills Training Centers, backed by 350 crores in investment, trained thousands of engineering graduates from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, spreading this discipline. Beyond Bajaj Auto walls, international participation followed. When Trump Motorcycles partnered with Bajaj Auto in 2020, Trump explicitly cited Indian frugal engineering and manufacturing capability as the reason. The hero's journey had come a full circle. When began, an internal crisis had transformed into a competitive advantage that attracted global players today. Rajiv Bajaj's legacy is not measured solely in vehicle produced or rupees earned. It is measured in a culture of excellence that has become embedded in 226 suppliers, 600 dealerships, and thousands of workers who have internalized this principle. I operate, I maintain, and I control. It is measured in a manufacturing system that can absorb market shocks, scale to new demands, and innovate without waiting for the capital budgets. It is measured in global awards that certify excellence. Mostly importantly, it is measured in the young engineers and technicians across India who learned that excellence is not a luxury but a discipline, a choice made daily in small improvements, in shared ownership, in relentless focus. Rajiv Bajaj's journey teaches us that the true transformation is not about imported methodologies or heroic decisions announced from above. It is about the patient immersion in the reality of operation and choosing a philosophy and committing to it over decades, about distributing ownership across the entire ecosystem, and about building from within rather than buying from outside. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and disruption, the story of one of the engineer who spent 20 years deepening, widening and evolving single operational discipline stands as a quiet testament to the compounding power of sustained excellence. This is the real innovation. That is the real competitive advantage, and that is why the world has recognized Bajaj Auto not a motorcycle company but as a living case studying in how manufacturing excellence is built one day, one decision and one small improvements at a time. Jai Hind.